President Trump does not want to execute members of Congress, White House says. So that's good. Welcome to Kump. How are you, Lucie?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Oh, it's such a big week with the Epstein. I'm so great with the Epsteins.
You're excited about it?
Well, I mean, we're getting the documents, and that's going to be a lot of fun, I guess. Not fun, but a lot of just it's nice that it's always nice to get documents that you don't understand how to parse.
I can't wait till the sleuths get through them.
I thought there was documents already out, and I ended up looking at ones that were there from February. I don't know. I hope they're clearer than that, because there was a bunch of stuff. It was just lists and little numbers. Mm-hmm. And people's names on plane. I don't know all these all these people. I'm starting to realize I actually don't know that many of the most powerful people. Mm-hmm. If you tell me some guy who's on the island, I might Slop Anderson was there, and I'm like, oh, who's he? He owns all the cell phones in Sweden. He owns them. It's I don't know. Everyone has to rent a cell phone. He's worth $6 trillion. He actually controls the Salvation Army also. I don't know how anything works. I actually realize.
What do you think? That's an interesting question. Is what do you think the hierarchy in a PDF ring?
A PDF ring, yeah.
Is who's?
Well, I know the kids are lower on the hierarchy, right? that's kind of inherent.
Or depending on how you think about it.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I don't think they have a lot they don't have a big say in what goes on.
Yeah, they're it's out of their control. That's
famously
part of the problem with it.
Yeah, famously not a lot of agency when you're a kid in that situation in a PDF ring.
But it's is there some kind of losers table in a place like Little St. James? What does it look like?
Oh, you're saying you're saying when you go when they would have, because I think it's gone, right? Little James.
Yeah, it's no longer.
But when you were there, you're asking would there be an in table kind of a clique?
Yeah.
Could you be part of that, but also still kind of I worked with different photography. I remember doing there was this girls' school. That I would do their I did they did a golf charity thing where the dads came and played golf, and then later on in the night everyone, there was a big party, and the daughters came, whatever. But it was this private school, and I could just tell that some of the guys there were not as rich, because this is kind of a place where a lot of rich guys are, but they have this guy was wearing the plaid old schooly golf thing. I think he was kind of doing it ironically. But the guys who I knew, some of the guys I knew from the news, and they didn't do that. They didn't play goofy games. We have very nice golf gear. So I think that guy probably was only worth $10 million.
Right.
But he's he was kind of a loser amongst any other situation. He's a big dog in it. He owns he owns a bunch of Papa John's franchises or something. But there, he's you're scum to us, and we're all scumbags.
The more of your life savings that you're pouring into your daughter's private school,
right?
The more you want to act up.
Yeah, you're this is a burden to me. Yeah. They're we don't. What are we gonna do? Send her to public school? That's what most of them are like. And this guy's I'm actually striving. No, there's nothing rich people like worse than strivers. And so now we transpose that onto the Epstein boy. I wonder, because it could be there could be a hierarchy, right? Or there could be you watch White Lotus, that HBO show where everyone's rich. Mm-hmm. I don't think anyone's the loser, right? Everyone's kind of equal in these little bungalows in Thailand, I feel like.
Yeah, at least everybody can go to the beach and stuff. But there might be somebody with a better view.
Yeah, maybe. Else. I mean, look, that's usually the case. Hotels, have four sides, right?
Yeah.
But then that's why you have a panopticon. A lot of really nice resorts, I feel are prisons in the sense they're designed where everyone gets the same. I don't know. I guess. I mean, that's because you want to avoid that probably.
Right.
Because you're at when you bring a bunch of guys onto Little St. James, they're all going to be trying, like, these are the kind of guys that are like, who are going to feel slighted.
Yeah.
Like, is my kid as good as that kid?
Yeah.
I get the shitty kid. And like, that's horrible, but like, that's who these people are. These aren't like the people who like there's not a good overlap with people who like, we'll take one day at a time, take it in stride. Be like a Rolling Stone. Yeah. That's not who these people would be.
Right.
So to answer your question, if I, the person who would do that job, which is interesting, like who is the new Epstein?
Like who procures the kids now?
Well, whatever he did. Yeah, I mean the kid, the whole thing. I mean, because he's been dead for like 6 years, right?
Yeah,
since like 2019. So it's not even like it's not like I mean, famously nothing's happened. They just voted to release a bunch of documents that like could very well have nothing in them. For by the time they get to come to us, I don't know. I mean, I still think it's good they did it. It's good that they released them, but who knows what we're gonna get. So it's like, really, it's not like, it's been 6 years since he killed himself, still self-deleted in the most tightly secure prison in the world. Is it? I don't know. Brooklyn Detention Center. Someone has to replace them, is my point.
Right. Yeah, they're not just going to stop doing this.
No! I mean, these aren't people who stop. You know what I mean? If these guys could just stop, then like it would still be a problem. But famously, this is the kind of thing with the Catholic Church stuff. Or just anytime you let one loose, they're always just doing it again. Yeah,
it's the thrill of getting caught.
Oh, you think that's part of it?
Probably.
You think it's just, I mean, that's an interesting angle.
I mean, Prince Andrew.
Yeah.
Was probably what just happened.
I don't think he's a prince anymore.
No, right. He's not a prince anymore. He's
Andrew of sucks.
Maybe paying some of the most high profile consequences.
Sure.
For his involvement, but like he must have like I feel like part of the thrill for him was probably thinking about like all of his titles getting removed.
Wow.
Getting kicked out of Buckingham Palace.
Interesting.
That shame has to be part of it. Right?
I wonder. I mean, it's a good way to put it. I mean, there was a good thing to speculate on. I've always kind of gotten the vibe, like Billionaires, but he and the guy like Andrew is like royalty, I guess. But like, if you're not, once you're like definitely not going to be king, you're like you should just not be royalty. It's such a redundant thing. Who are you? Like I'm the queen's other son. But the guy who's going to be king already has kids, so it's totally redundant. Unless you have King Ralph.
That's true. Yeah, it just creates opportunity for embarrassment.
It's really their fault. I mean, he should blame them. He should say that. It's like, what was I supposed to do? I couldn't be king. How was I supposed to fill my days? But yeah, I always assume that the thrill is that they know they can't get caught. But you think it's old school, like a guy who's in a chemical toilet with a chick who works at the county fair, who just sells like funnel cake, and he's just getting, she's funneling through him his cake. Well,
we tend to assume that these people are so different from us.
I do.
Yeah.
They're very different from me. Mm-hmm. I don't feel like I'm not being a Christian by saying that. I don't feel like I'm being smug. They'd probably on other issues they'd also say the same thing. These are men who every other aspect of their life, and maybe even this, maybe they would look down on the fact that I'm not a PDF, whatever. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but regardless, these aren't people who would let me come to their house,
right?
For croquet. So it's like it's a bit of a tale of two cities.
Mm-hmm. Do you think it's just a class thing? Do you think that when you get a certain amount of money,
yeah.
You just like, do you think like when you don't make a certain amount of money, I should say, you're just lying to yourself? Like really you want to be a PDF, and if you had the kind of money where you could be, you would be one?
Oh, there's poor ones. There's plenty of poor PDF. They just get caught.
Right.
They're the ones on like the catch a predator or whatever.
Right.
Who bring like a dumb pizza and some Zima.
But I'm just saying like there's such a large cross section of these people. All very rich, all very powerful.
Well, I mean, look, a lot of the most rich people, but I think it may be like when you are one, it probably just motivates you. Like I need to get to that point where I can, like, 'cause you could look, if you're some guy who's like hanging around, I don't know how, I don't know how any of this works.
Yeah.
But when you have nothing to lose, you can just go to and whatever. But when when you are rich, you probably need to like get ahead so that you can. But that's why Epstein exists. That's really more the point. Like who is doing the job now? Like, who would be the new Epstein? We don't know. We're not. Spoiler alert: we're not going to find out in this episode. I'm just trying.
Who would be a good one? Who would be?
Well, I want to look at types of things.
Yeah.
Like, would it be someone? Because in the modern age, like, I don't know. He's like a bullshit financier. Like, he made a bunch of money for Lex Wexner, but like based on what? Like, it doesn't seem like, for what we do know, it doesn't seem like he was that particularly brilliant. It doesn't seem like he had. There's no Epstein theorem of like, you know, hedge funds, right?
Right.
They're not using the Epstein algorithm to like do quant trading. Like, what? Like, he's got. How do he? I mean, when you manage someone's money as an investor, isn't it hard to become a billionaire yourself? It's all very weird to me. I feel like, you know, I get it. He's, you know, a little foreign intelligence. But would they have that guy be a financier nowadays?
Right. Like, what does it make sense to actually go higher profile than that?
Right. Well, here's what I was thinking. Like, because it overlaps with a sort of like dying industries, right? Things are changing. You have a bunch of people who maybe were like, you know, had the first half of a career that went well, but now it was like things are harder to come by. And I'm thinking like an ex-sitcom star. Someone maybe on a Big Bang Theory. Someone on a young show. I mean, again, I'm not, no one's specific. I'm the type of show. Someone on, you know, or it could, you know, whatever. It was another show that was out. It was popular in the past 20. I mean,
like if Jason Bateman took the.
Well, look, yeah. I mean, like if he did, which I don't know, I'm certain he didn't. I'm 99. I'm as certain as you can be without knowing, unless like, you know, but there's always a random chance that like you. I mean, but otherwise, I'm certain it's not the case. I just mean, but yeah, more like like a guy who's on the shows. I mean, but you know, but that guy seems to work still. You know, maybe like the third guy on a show. Like, I mean, it could be any show. It could be what's another show?
Modern Family.
Yeah, it could be a Modern Family. It could be the kid from Modern Family. He's an adult now, right?
Yeah.
So like, yeah, it could be like someone who's like you'd be happy to meet. You'd be like, oh, you're like the not I don't mean the Hispanic kid, but it could be him too. But you know, but I mean like the other kid who's like probably like 30 now. Again, how would this happen? I don't know. I'm not. This is wild speculation. I'm just saying, like, but if you know, just think about like a random show where you go, oh, you're that guy. Like you weren't particularly. Like, it's not like you don't want like David Schwimmer.
Right.
You don't want someone too famous. You don't want like Joey from Friends.
But maybe like
maybe Phoebe.
Maybe Phoebe.
No, not Phoebe. Lisa Kudrow's famous enough.
Maybe like B.D. Wong.
B.D. Wong, interesting. I mean, that's a good pull. I mean, B.D. Wong is the I know him best from Oz. He was the chaplain on Oz, the prison show.
He's had a lot of kind of major minor roles over the years. Like
he was in Jurassic Park as like a small scientist role, like just going like, oh, the raptor, right? And then later on they bring him back. He's like, oh, because he got a little more famous since then. He was on Law and Order SVU and all that.
He's been on SVU.
I mean, that guy works so much. I feel like but again, these aren't huge. No one's backing up the Brinks truck for him.
Right.
Again, and he would never do this. I mean, it's just so. I mean, this is a wild thing to talk about. I mean, but you know, so no offense.
We're talking about all this stuff theoretically.
It's a theoretical thing. It's a theoretical model of the universe where people who used to be on TV might do. Like, I'm just saying.
But it would also have to be someone who could sort of lure in children.
Right, which I don't think B.D. Wong is learning children.
Right, yeah, like he doesn't really have that appeal. So
you think I mean, that's the problem. Maybe there's a flaw in my argument here, because I'm thinking like that's something that like the guys you would think like, you know, if you were running like a fancy hotel and you hired, because we can say this now, and I don't feel as bad. If I was making the White Lotus in real life, and I said, hey, let's get Jason Bateman to like be our concierge. We pay him a ton of money. Like, what? He's like an actor. Why would you do that? It's like, you pay him stupid money. I'll pay him stupid money. And like for 6 months, and then you know, once you get it going, you know, you kick his ass to the curb. But the point is, like, you know, but because people would come and go, oh, I loved you in Arrested Development. You know, he was a rich, powerful guy. The kids like him on the show, right? Whatever it is. Oh, the wife loves Ozark, where he cooks the meth. Or no, he launders the money. Whatever. That could be nice. I don't know that if you're running a PDF ring billionaire club, if they have the same kind of connection to sitcom stars.
But here's my idea.
Yeah.
Let me tell you. Tell me what you think of this.
Yeah.
A person being involved in any of this,
right,
carries its own risk.
Yeah.
What if it was like a hologram? What if you had a hologram of, you know, and this is evil, obviously. I'm trying to think like an evil person.
Right.
But like a hologram of something kids like.
Wow. Wait.
You know, Daniel Tiger or something.
So so interesting. So Daniel Tiger, who is I've never seen an episode of Daniel Tiger. It's it's a funny idea. Every time I hear him, this is like these shows like I don't relate to kids TV nowadays. When I get a whiff of it, when like some guy like a friend of mine has kids. And they'll have like Caillou on the TV. Like, what is that? I remember Rugrats. I remember weird shows like Ghostbusters. But like Daniel Tiger just seems so generic and weird. But yeah, so you think what's an interesting thing? So you think that he or a thing like Daniel Tiger, to be clear, just to clear ourselves legally, a thing like a digital avatar of Daniel Tiger. Would be the new Epstein,
right?
Would be the new PDF pimp / nexus to the blackmail. I don't think he ran the black. That's I don't think that was his job to like actually organize the black. Maybe it was. Maybe these documents will tell us exactly how it broke down. But I feel like there's people who handled it, and just shut up and shut up when whatever, who hit Clinton, and just get the footage of Clinton and Trump going at it, whatever. It'd be funny if he had all the money had to go back to them, and they just treat him like shit. Like shut up, they blackmailed him. I mean, he's also evil. Don't get me wrong, but he's also just kind of like a cog in the wheel. He's kicking him like a dog. But like, so you think that guy would be Daniel Tiger,
right?
Or a thing like Daniel Tiger. I think.
Imagine a victim,
right,
trying to come forward about that.
Well, I made this point years ago, about what with this whole thing with the goat masks and stuff, and all the satanic stuff, and I've speculated that maybe part of the thing is like, so if a kid comes to the cops or his parents goes, like this goat guy, like this giant guy like a demon, like a goat demon, did it to me. Molested me. Like, oh, this sounds crazy.
Right. Yeah, that's a really good point. Yeah. It's like it just sounds too crazy to be true.
Right. I mean, they're all evil enough to actually be Satanists, but they might all be like, I'm more evil than Satan.
Yeah, like, or you could see a timeline where it started as some kind of Satanist ritual. Yeah. And then it just stayed out of convenience.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Just, tradition matters. We were just, everyone wants to just throw tradition out the window. Let's not rush to it. We see the pitfalls now. Right. We thought these things didn't matter, and but so I think though. So it's an interesting thing. I mean, there's a couple pitfalls of that. I mean, because I think what you're going to run into trouble with if that's your new Epstein, is that like it doesn't it fulfills a role that I don't even think existed before, which is like I don't think anything about Jeffrey Epstein was like, hey, like kids like me. That didn't seem to be anyone's concern. Like, how do we get the kids? We take them. That's like, how do we get them? No, we take them. Sometimes we trick them into coming into the inside, but then we take them. there's not so much the coercion. No one's like, hey, why can't you make him? Maybe we can get like a guy dressed like Oscar the Grouch to like. No, we don't. You're overthinking it. But but it's like. But I mean,
but isn't there a
you're thinking like a person. You even in the most heinous situation, you're still thinking like, but wouldn't you want them to at least be kind? No, they don't. They'll just take from the 7-Eleven. They'll take it. Okay, they're very mean.
But wasn't there a grooming aspect to all of this? Didn't you kind of like?
I don't know. We don't look. We know there was some of the stuff we do know about. There's masseuses, right? But like we don't know. But that like those documentaries I saw on Netflix, right? Like. Those cases were heinous enough, and it was grooming. But then also, I don't know what happened on the island per se. I guess a lot, people. I mean, if what's her name got into trouble last week because she was like, "Well, if you're actually a hemophile," I don't want to get into that. I don't want to get into parsing who's a hemo and who's a penis.
Yeah.
That seems like we've already lost if we're doing that. But I don't think anyone cares so much about it. I mean, it's nice. I think it's a nice idea. But I mean, not really. Because it's also terrible. And like, but here's the thing. Here's the problem with it is that like what is a random oil billionaire or tech billionaire, whoever these people might be, right? A finance guy, whoever it is, politician. What is the plausible deniability for them to be with a digital hologram of Daniel Tiger? He can buy. He helps something that really wasn't a concern of them before, but he also makes it very complicated because Epstein was friends with these people, and to the extent people knew who he was, I mean, at a certain point, it became a liability. But for a while, it was like, oh, he's a friend of the arts, and he donates. He gave a lot of money to Harvard, right? Daniel Tiger can't be donating billions of dollars to Harvard and being like, can I get a shirt, the Harvard shirt? I mean, that's just you're gonna run into copyright problems too. It's just like
true, yeah. You do. I guess you do kind of need a flesh and blood.
You need a man,
yeah.
I mean, look, down the road, we might get into a situation. We might get into where like we coexist with holograms and digital avatars, right?
Yeah.
Like we have VR, those Meta Quest glasses where I'm playing the Batman game. There could be a thing in 5 years, who knows? Where like, would that just there's a thing that every house has. It's like in Blade Runner, the new Blade, the sequel Blade Runner, where like you get a little thing and then it shoots a projection, and then that's your girlfriend.
Right.
And it's just like, whatever. I mean, like, so that, in that world, maybe it could fly.
She's still kind of annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yes.
But like.
She don't cook nothing.
She don't cook. But yeah, no, you're right. It's a long ways away.
I mean, apparently these AI advancements that we have now, they didn't think we'd have what we have now until like 10 or 15 years from now. So you never know. Maybe we'll have a Daniel Tiger Pimp.
I mean, an AI chatbot is another one where, there's definitely a lot of access to people's secrets.
Right. I think part of the thing is like you need to have a guy who like tricks you. Like this is the thing. He's a guy like certain people, like Chomsky was friends with him, right? And I don't know if Chomsky did it. I think some of these guys maybe didn't do anything. I don't want to give anyone, I'm not looking to exonerate anybody, but it's like, he had this thing where he was kind of like, he would lure you in or whatever, however it worked. I don't think, if it could just be some guy who pops, because otherwise he could just use Instant Messenger.
Right.
He could use AIM from 2004 and just be like, what's up, bro? These things are a little more, people don't want digital footprints when it comes to this.
So who else? Who else would be good?
Right. So,
who's well positioned for it right now?
Well, let's just, before we start naming specific people and getting sued.
Yeah.
Like, I'm more just like, what kind of type of, like, so, like, and you could draw that type. You could say Will Arnett type, but he wouldn't do it. But I don't think, but who, so it probably wouldn't be an actor. Because that doesn't seem to, like, fit. They don't care. Right? Like, these guys. Yeah. Maybe, but like a party guy. Who's a party guy? Maybe a guy who runs like like some kind, like some. Help me out here. I'm famously not a guy who goes to a lot of parties.
Sure.
I mean, some guy who runs a phone party machine company. I don't know. I mean, here's the problem. It's like we didn't know who he was, Jeffrey Epstein.
Right.
He's just some guy who's like, oh, the guy who owns Victoria's Secret? No. Oh, his name's Lex Wexner. Okay. Yeah, well, this guy was his like finance guy. All right. I wouldn't have. Until you have to look into this. It's not like that guy is like on my radar. Mm-hmm. It's probably. I mean, is it just some guy who's like who runs like what are the modern orgies?
Oh, that's a good question. I mean, there are definitely BDSM clubs and stuff people go to.
Would he be a furry?
Oh,
with a new. I mean, that kind of goes into your Daniel Tiger thing.
It's true. Yeah, it's true.
Now we're getting somewhere. Because we're getting into a weird place. Now that Trump's the president, I don't know if it makes it easier or harder. I feel like we were getting somewhere where, like, if Biden won again, and I'm not saying that every Democrat's into furry shit, but like it just feels like it'd be more like permissive, right? And you can do whatever you want. And the idea that like you could work at Goldman Sachs next to a guy in a bear suit might make sense.
Yeah, I mean it definitely doesn't seem that far away from getting normalized.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then again, the extent that like the Trump's woke is dead. Well, for now, I don't know if where the furries or it lie in the wokeness. Mm-hmm. But there is a possibility. So if could it be a guy in like a furry version of Daniel Tiger? Mm. Like he actually dresses like he actually is. I mean, that makes more like and that guy is just the. It's kind of it's
like a crypto trader.
A crypto trader
who cosplays as.
Yeah, he makes a shitcoin or altcoin, I guess. Shitcoin is too spicy for this role. You want someone just a more presentable altcoin. I'm not sure what the difference actually is. Mm-hmm. Or like some kind of AI. He makes an AI like I don't know. I mean, I use ChatGPT and just lies to me and screws everything up I try to do. But I think people like who are rich have like other AIs that they pay good money for. He could run one of those. He's a guy who does that. And what does it do? Yeah, the government. Okay. Yeah, government contracts. All right, cool. I mean, like either you're evil or you're lying. I'm not gonna verify. And that guy is in a tiger mask, and
right.
he's the guy who has the plane that takes you to, I mean, here's the thing though. Now we're getting. Would it be an island anymore? Because they tore it down the island. Right? I don't know.
The location is important.
Right. I think they got rid of. I mean, it's still there. They didn't bomb the island or anything. Right? I don't know how you get rid of an island, but I guess they raised it, right? They all the buildings that were there are gone.
Right.
I mean, funny they just like nuked it so no one could enjoy it. But like
the history here is just too sordid.
No, yeah. Hey, thanks for the memories.
Yeah.
Would you think that the way things are going, that maybe whoever runs this operation, is maybe trying to save a few bucks?
You mean like with the next location?
Well, wherever they go. I mean, look. I would have thought it would be crazy if you'd asked me if this is all like 15, because we've been going for a while now. We've been aware of this for a long time.
Sure.
But if you asked me back in 2014, hey, look, I mean, I think Alex Jones was talking about it before that. So whatever, I didn't know. I mean, if you just asked me about it, I would have been like, well, I don't know if they would it just seems weird that there'd be this one place where you'd go. If you asked me to think about how the deep, I was already conspiratorially minded at that point. I was like, well, it'd probably be like a moving thing, it'd be a different place all the time.
Yeah, you would assume that they'd keep it moving.
Yeah,
so
it wouldn't be one spot, right? But I guess then again, I guess it's easier, otherwise you got to drill, a bunch of cameras into the wall everywhere you go.
I always assumed this stuff must be going down. And I guess it kind of was, but more strictly, I always thought it would be going down in international waters, like on a yacht or something that moves around.
Well, it's a fascinating question. I mean, yeah, not because do you mean because it's legality, or just because who would it Because I feel like that might be if there was political will to investigate, that might not save you. But I do think it's a good, interesting point of like, it does. It does make it murky who does investigate, and it could just really impede an investigation.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's not so much that, like, if the United States decided that we wanted to do something about this, which, okay. But,
look, it doesn't help Venezuelan fishermen.
Sure. Right. Yeah. They're famously not protected by the cloak of international waters. But, I think that could... but you think maybe like a disabused, like, remember there was that Crystal Diamond or whatever it was called, where everyone was like, it was just like a cruise ship that like everyone was like stuck on for like a month, and there was just rivers of shit running everywhere.
Oh right, yeah, during COVID or whatever.
Was it during? It was when COVID first started, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's kind of like, it was not that, like, 'cause Epstein died it was summer before COVID, like. Right? Like, COVID happened like in March.
That's right.
And I feel like Epstein died like the summer before, if I vaguely remember. So, like, it's not that far. Maybe they were kind of like, maybe there was a period, because COVID was happening anyway, I know Gavin Newsom had the French Laundry, parties during COVID. People are hypocrites. But maybe for, it just wasn't as, it was a little curtailed anyway. The social distancing. Right?
Yeah, right.
Exactly. So we give it some time. There was a gap, and then that happened. They're like, perfect. We'll get the shit boat. Because no one's going to want that shit. I mean, no, I think I'm saying that, but that boat might they probably just did put that boat probably still is in rotation. I'm acting like, they would absolutely just decommission that. They can decommission that boat. I'm sure if we look it up, that boat's fucking, people are still eating buffets right now on it. But a boat like that, then, I guess.
Yeah. A boat like that. A boat that has a little bit of a stink or a stigma around it.
Sure. Real stink. Yeah. I mean, what's going on about, remember when you had that river of shit during COVID? Oh, yeah, vaguely. Yeah, well, that's this boat. Oh, yeah. So what's
that would be such a demotion, like going from Little St. James, which for all of its evil doings, it does seem like it was a luxurious place.
Sure.
To a shit stinking boat.
Well, look, I mean, I think the era of politicians having it all laid out for them. Mm-hmm. I think everyone's taking a pay cut. Mm-hmm. I think politicians are like realizing how it's all because it's all out in the open now. More like that you're just a compromised scumbag, and everyone kind of knows it, and we don't have to hide it that much anymore. Not me, with them. And it's like, so like you take what you get. It's like when you become an actor in Hollywood. Like when you became a star in in the 80s or 90s, right? When you were Matthew Perry, right, or David Schwimmer on Friends, or Jennifer Aniston, you led a certain life.
Oh yeah, glamorous life.
Yeah, I mean, Matthew Perry's like, I drank all this vodka because I'm whatever. He didn't really take the ball and run with it,
right?
Per se.
But it's still the problems of a glamorous person.
Sure, and
you can afford too many great drugs.
Right, you made a ton of money. You could live in these great houses, and look, it's still better to be on TV. Maybe than like a lot of these people don't make much money anymore. I mean, there's people who make money. Again, I'm not judging.
People won't even put a little bit of makeup on Claire Danes.
Right.
We were just watching Claire Danes. It was an awful show.
It wasn't great.
But we checked it out for a second.
Yeah.
They won't give people makeup anymore.
It's expensive. I mean, look, makeup is a thing where it's like you do a little. You can't do a little makeup. You do you tell me. But I feel like it's the kind of thing where well, can't we just give her a bit of dust? Whatever it's called, right. Can you just put that white dust on her face?
Yeah, a little blur.
Yeah, or something. No, but I don't do makeup. I'm not like a drag queen. I don't know if I felt need to say that. But my point is I feel like if you don't do a good job, it's gonna be more obvious. Mm-hmm. So you better just leave it look like we're doing a verite. She can be ugly.
We're making a choice.
She looks bad. She just looks bad.
She looks bad because she feels bad.
She's a nasty woman. Whatever. Shut the fuck. Who gives a shit? 10 people are watching this show. And 2 of them are on that Kump podcast. What they do is talk about Daniel Tiger and Epstein. Who gives a shit? This is all fake. all fake. What do you think we're doing here? So in that way, like those Cobra Kai kids, are they all rich? I don't know. I mean, it'd be crazy if the Cobra Kai kids are. I mean, that's the main couple, maybe. There's so many kids in that show. They're all gonna be rich.
Right.
No, it's like 15, 20 kids. You think that like that weird guy with the glasses makes like 10 million a year?
No. Yeah.
No. So in that same vein, whoever
Most of them are gonna be doing porn, and you know.
I mean, well, yeah, I guess. I mean, if they'll have them. I mean, porn pay? What does anything pay? We're getting down to the wire here. And my point is, you might just be very happy to be in the back of a Sizzler if you're one of these awful PDFs. Mm-hmm. You know?
Right. Yeah, back of a Sizzler actually wouldn't be a bad deal at this point.
I mean, it's just at that point, like, it's just, you know, go work at a Geico office. Mm. You know what I mean? It just doesn't seem like it's worth it to be a I mean, the politicians, the thing is, they all do the insider trading, I guess.
Right.
They all make a ton of money from that. That seems to be more the, you know.
It seems like the safest place for a PDF to do PDF stuff.
Yeah.
It's just in their home. But I guess these people are the only ones who still want to socialize.
Yeah, I mean, well, I guess someone have to bring you to the home, and then, like, here's the thing. This existed to take pictures of you and then tell you to bomb things. Right? Like, that's why this whole apparatus existed. Yeah, that's true. This wouldn't exist to go, no, I want the DoorDash version of it. Well, we're not doing that. I mean, maybe they figured out a way to, like, you know, sneak a drone in. And I mean, I guess nowadays it's easy enough to, like, get a little, you know, you open the door and then, like, you know, Daniel Tiger Epstein, whatever his name is flying, you know, controlling a little drone, like helicopter that's going to photograph the event. I guess that's, you know, as long as they know when it's going to happen, they can still do their, you know, get their blackmail. Mm-hmm. Like, this all goes back to a time when cameras were harder to, you know, nowadays you can hide a camera anywhere. But back, you know, this goes back to times when, like, you'd have to get guys in and drill holes and, you know, into the toilet, where the cameras go. Yeah. God, it's all terrible.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's all dirty.
I hate that this happened.
Dirty stuff.
I really do hate that this happened.
I do too.
None of that people say that.
Yeah. You know? Yeah, this isn't just like, you know, content.
No,
it's not just entertainment.
I would look, if I could trade this episode and like and in exchange that never happened, any of the Epstein stuff, I would do it. Yeah, it's not worth it to me. I'm not in for the content.
One place we haven't considered, that a lot of wealthy people are interested in, is the final frontier.
Well, Utah.
I mean, these people could just go to space. Interesting. Soon. I mean, if Katy Perry can go to space.
Katy Perry? What? What?
Is it Katy Perry?
It's Katy Perry.
Oh, right. If Katy Perry...
Is that her furry name, Katy Perry? I'm Katy Perry. Oh my God! Imagine if Katy Perry was the madam.
Oh,
Space madam. What's a good point? I mean, people can say we have to get off the earth. I'm like, why? Like, what are you talking about? We're gonna live on a rock? But they keep saying we're gonna terraform it. Like, I don't think you are.
Right.
I think if you could terraform that thing, you could just fix whatever's going on here. But, you know, that actually doesn't make some sense. Like, so it's just. I mean, the problem with that is that, you know, if you're the head of you know, some kind of frozen sausage patty company, you know, a theoretical competitor to Jimmy Dean's. I don't want to besmirch Jimmy Dean's. You could have a private plane, right? It takes you A to Z. Or you get on this private plane, right? My point is, it doesn't raise that much of it. But if you start, you know, and so if you happen to be one of these guys who goes to, you know, this little St. James, it doesn't, like, you know, it's not as scrutinized. And it didn't used to be, right? I guess this is also before the age of internet sleuthing. Mm-hmm. But you start taking, you know, shuttle trips on, you know, you start taking rockets into space every time you're going to do this. I feel like it's just a lot of exposure. Right. It just seems like it defeats this on purpose. I said, well, you don't know what I do there. We kind of know what you do there. What else are you doing up there? Were you a scientist? You know what I mean? Like, it's not like, I mean, it's not like it's not like the astronauts are the ones doing this, typically. There might be some. You know, so it's like, you have to get the guy who owns, like, an oil company, or the guy who owns, like, or a politician, or, you know, a president. Hey, I feel like going to Mars for a day.
Right.
What? No, orbit the moon. You don't know what they do there. There's no cameras. Also, why wouldn't there just be cameras up there?
Right. Yeah, that's true. Whenever you launch something into space, people want to film it.
There's always satellite. You just have a straight satellite. There'd be like a satellite that usually just like is, I don't know, it transmits like fucking pay-per-view porn. And then there's you hit a switch and it drifts over to like, the moon and spies on the moon.
Look, it's like a lot of things. It's not possible right now.
Right. Yeah, no, I just, look, I get, do you think in your vision of your terrible vision of the world, do you think they would like stay up there is in your thing?
I mean, I think that's the only way for it to happen.
Is that why everyone came to America? Like, is that why like this exists? Is human history just like PDFs just trying to get away? Hey, we're gonna be over here now. What? Yeah, we're gonna. Columbus, it's nothing there. No, we're gonna go there. It's just like we'll build stuff, but it's not much. No, pioneer. I want to build my fortune. All right, he's like people. England's very stuffy. The Netherlands. I want to be free. It's possible, I guess. And then it's why everything. That's what Manifest Destiny was. We're just like, look, you guys just. We keep getting something going, and you guys, build every time a rich guy builds like a saloon or something, or a hotel for himself. Mm-hmm. That's the thing. It's just, they always just seem to want to get away from everyone else.
Right.
The rich.
Yeah, they want a castle.
They want a castle. I guess they're afraid that people just ask them for money all the time. There must be nothing worse. I mean, I don't like when homeless people ask me for money, so I kind of get it. When you're very rich, if you don't keep your distance, people will just kind of go, it's nothing to you. Come on.
Yeah.
Like, subscribe to Kump. It's nothing to you. Hit the notification bell. Patreon.com/RayCump.
I mean, it probably happens all the time.
Yeah.
And you have to, it's not just people asking for it. People have all kinds of sneaky ways of trying to ask you for it.
Hey, we're 42 minutes into the podcast. Patreon.com/RayCump. Extra episode every week, $5 a month. So, it's not, come on, do it. We also have merch now. We also have, actually, I should have mentioned this earlier, and it's not really fully cooked, but you might, if you go to the store on YouTube, you go to the actual channel on YouTube at least, and there'll be you can see a thing called store, and there's some weird merch. I'll show it really quick.
Yeah, we'll be growing this.
I don't know. I put the designs up there, but I can't figure out how to choose what I offer. So you have tank tops and baby fucking. What are they called? Onesies?
The baby onesie is the first thing.
It's the first thing. I don't know how to remove it yet. I'll figure. Everything has to be so complicated. You have people who aren't. I'm not a shirt maker. I'm a guy with a podcast, or even if I was a guy who had a YouTube channel where I talk about science, like that guy Hank. And he does. I watched a video of him. I'm not a huge fan. I watched it, and he was talking about how many shirts he's selling. I'm like, oh, that guy. Maybe that's my problem. I'm not good at selling shirts. He actually is very good at selling shirts. My point is, you would think that they would make this a little more direct for guys like me. Like, I don't know. There's like 18 different things I got to do and sync up, whatever. So they're there. Well, I'm gonna put more designs soon. But you have the Kump bottle. Right, let's go back. Click on that real quick. So people can see it. The bottle. The old wine bottle, right? Yeah. It's an updated version of the wine bottle. So that's fun. It won't be that glare. The glare thing, I don't know what that's about. It's only on the sticker. You can buy stickers. We're going to get this up and going, but I didn't want to mention it, but it's there, and I can't take it down. So it's like, it's fine. You can buy it. I wanted to have a nicer rollout. But this is my point. I meant that to be kind of a subtle, funny thing, but this is where the guy would be trying to drink a freaking brandy and meet some kid, and you're bothering him with hey, want to get this merch store, and why do you think I became rich for this? So that's what they just want to get away from us. Mm-hmm. But also the other thing, they like the other thing a lot, and I don't like that.
Right.
I mean, but don't get it twisted. I mean, it's not exclusive to them. They just don't get the concierge service of Daniel Tiger.
Mm-hmm. True.
So yeah, I mean it's an interesting question. We don't, and that's happening now. It must be. Whatever's happening is happening.
Yeah.
This hologram thing might take over that. But whatever's going on, it's not like no one's decided, well, I guess that's that.
Mm. Yeah, they don't just stop, right?
They never stop. I don't know. Oh, man. Well, there was another thing we were going to bring up. There was this, this story. We have this thing with the chick.
Oh, yeah.
This is an interesting thing. It's a fun thing. I mean, it's like a fun, not fun, but like it's an interesting debate or, whatever. What do they call these things? Hypotheticals?
Yeah, it raises a lot of interesting questions.
Yeah. Florida man accused of murdering self-deletable UK woman. I mean, are they really gonna... I can't say it. I gotta say that.
We met on a fetish site.
So she wanted to die. She wanted a fetish site. She wanted to be murdered brutally, supposedly. Now, I don't know what we're basing this on. I guess we can click on the article. But,
I mean, I have to imagine, like, there's no way there's just fetish sites where you're allowed to say, hey, come and delete me.
Well, it's probably ones that you can kind of, talk about stuff, like it's role play.
Right.
And then you kind of,
Oh, yeah, role play is like the cover.
You can't be, like, I don't think you can be arrested for saying, like, awful stuff.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, but I would just think it would get you kicked off the site.
Oh, like, maybe, yeah. No, right, yeah. But yeah, 100%. But I also don't think people who run those sites are like the most scrupulous people. It's like, hey, like, don't even joke about that. I don't think it's them. But are we sure this part of the story is even true? That she went on some site?
Yeah.
Are we sure that she was even like, wanted to die? Because I mean,
people were pointing out that she got a round trip ticket.
Sometimes they're cheaper. Not really. I'm kidding. No, yeah. I mean, to be clear, I don't make it clear. The claim is that she wanted to die and she wanted to be brutally murdered. Mm-hmm. And so, like, there's one. I don't get. I guess I don't get any of it typically, but there's one thing they want to die.
Yeah.
They want to be brutally murdered. I mean, that's just. It's not something that would like. People shouldn't just be accepting that, in my opinion. Right? Like we go, well, like some without evidence. Because it's like this guy's like, well, because picture this. I don't want to be around the bush. What if he just did it?
Right.
What if he just murdered this person?
Yeah.
And just said that was the case.
Yeah, true. You wouldn't want to trust his word.
Right. You don't take a word from a murderer. Right. Well, she wanted me to do it. She wanted you to murder her. Yes. Your claim is that you murdered this girl and but it's okay because she wanted you to. Mm-hmm. Like the cop can like, there needs to be a very well documented, paper trail, in my opinion, for you to even consider that.
True.
I mean, what is there?
It almost seems like an extreme version of, like, I've read in the past that there are some people who use like kink stuff as a defense when they like, if they asphyxiated someone or something, they'll say like, well, they were into that. It just went too far.
Sure.
Like, but
and that seems to have a certain. I know women sometimes like to have a little hand in their throat. Mm-hmm. Even that sounds terrible. Even that sounds like arrest me. Like how are we just allowing someone to be like, yeah, she wanted me to murder her. What's the problem here? Right. What's the problem? Like. Why am I even in this interrogation room? She asked me to. I should be allowed.
What are you, phobic?
Right. Which also, but here's the thing. That's just the part of like why are we even believing this guy. It's not legal at all to do this. Right. You can't just do that. I mean, if someone, let's assume she did, you're not allowed to. Like, full stop.
I mean, are there actually people who are saying this guy shouldn't be arrested?
I actually responded to a tweet about it like today or whatever, and like I don't know. I made the most. I was just I feel like drunk or something. I don't know. It's sometimes you think about why would it even be because if someone was like, oh, it's just brings up like a real troubling debate. I'm like, it's not that troubling. It's just murder. It's first degree murder, actually. Right. And someone was like, but he asked her to. And well, I said like, well, you can't plead not guilty because she asked me to. Mm-hmm. I literally said that, and the guy goes, but she asked him to. Yeah. Like, so there are people who are like, I'm like, well, that's completely irrelevant. And like, I've got to explain it more. And he goes, well, I shouldn't have to explain that. Right. And he responds eventually. So that guy, at least, is at least pretending to believe And it seems to be, but most people I think are on board.
Right.
Which this shouldn't be a thing.
Yeah, it's like, look, I never know whether to think people are being obtuse or if they actually think there's some basis for that. But
I think they want to murder someone.
Yeah.
I think they like the idea of murdering someone, but they're like weirdly like, I mean, it's a weird thing where I'd love to they love to murder someone, but they really are afraid of going to jail.
Right.
Like it's you don't want to give any glaze to a murderer, like some guy who, especially some guy who murders a young woman, right? Mm-hmm. There's not even like, I mean, if you're in a war or you're like in a street fight or something, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, but I'm saying like, there's no murdering a young woman, like, all right, like, you proud of that? It's not gonna make you tough or anything.
Right.
But that being said, you want to glaze the guy up is my point. Mm-hmm. But then a guy who like won't even, well, do I have to go to jail afterwards? It's like, geez, I guess the other guy gets some credit for at least not caring. Maybe I'll get caught and I'll go to jail.
Right.
But I'm gonna do it. This guy's like, well, only if it's legal.
It's also like people just love it. It's like I feel like it comes from like true crime theme stuff or like murder mystery type stuff.
Yeah.
People just love the idea of someone narrowly on a technicality getting away with something.
Right.
Right. Like, they love the idea of somebody exploiting double jeopardy.
It's so weird because like these guys just fucking kill hookers all the time and cops don't even investigate. They don't give a shit. These people are treated as these victims are disposable in the eyes of the law. Right. And like, it's just, that's what makes these, so I'm always saying that these always serial killers are geniuses. They're not geniuses. No one's investigating them. Right. And all these women are reading these books like, oh, it's Professor Moriarty fucking did this shit. What are you talking about? I used a doppelganger and I went back in time. What? But yeah. So yeah, I mean, but regardless, I guess we can get to the actual, like, should this be legal in any way? Like, is it like to the extent that it could be an interesting debate? I guess. Right. Is there any part of you like if a person wanted this? Mm-hmm. Like, do you have any like kind of inkling towards like, well, yeah, maybe maybe if she signs a note. Or is it maybe I can see like a website like starting up where you like put your digital fingerprint in and go iwannadi.com.
Look, I mean, we could maybe debate the ethics of like assisted suicide, right?
Well, that's a great one.
In general, like somebody going and lying in a tube and the tube fills with gas,
right?
And they die.
Yeah.
There's some issues with that, but
sure.
Like sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes the person ends up being in more pain than they thought they would be. But like you could debate that maybe. I don't know if we have a lot of utility. If there's a lot of utility socially.
Right. Well, that's a good point.
Random violent killers execute these things. Wishes.
Right. Well, that's a good point. I meant to bring it up, but like when we don't even allow doctors to like give you the pills to do it yourself. Right. Let alone like take end your life. Right. But we're gonna let this like random guy just like I'm gonna like what? But like. Look, I mean, here it really does kind of. There's a couple of things to me. Mm-hmm. One, it makes it like there's like a jurisprudence, like legal theory thing, where it's like, well, because if you allow this to happen, you're removing pegs from like the value of life chart. Mm-hmm. Like, well, if we allow this to happen, because at some point you need to be able to go, no, you can't just kill us because we're poor. Right. Or whatever, right? Like there needs to be like enough like thing to the government. Like you need to have human life have a value. Right. For like, I guess like, democracy to work in theory. Or something. I mean, like these things, you take it for granted, but like legal theory these things had to evolve over time. I think it's not like in the Roman era, Caesar could just kill things. People. Not things, people. The rich could just do things. And then they still can. I'm just saying, but like there wasn't even a pretense of it at one point, maybe. Mm-hmm. Maybe I'm overstating that. I'm not a PhD in Rome. But English common law is a thing, right? Like it kind of evolved in the Middle Ages. Right. And like, we take it for granted now, but like that whole idea and human rights and all this stuff. So if for the sake of like the one girl who might want to get murdered, like I don't know if it's worth throwing that away. Yeah. But I also like, I think you hinted on this. Like, I don't like the idea of just letting some guy who works at 7-Eleven like embracing his like desire. I think it's the kind of, you don't want people getting a taste for this.
Well, yeah, exactly. That's the other thing,
right?
Like if you've ever read about a serial killer or whatever, a lot of the time part of the pattern of behavior, is that somehow the death gets associated with sex and they can't be untangled. Right. And the guy kills one person, he likes it. He realizes it turns him on or whatever. Right. And then that's kind of what he's chasing throughout the rest of it.
What if like off chance, like he's just, this is a thing and like it's a smaller town where like it's not, I in Tinder in small towns is probably annoying. How many guys are there or girls? And like the chick who wanted to die, like, this guy was like, he wasn't just simply, well, can I have sex with you? Like, well, yeah, I guess. Right. And so then he ends up associating that. Right. And he's like, well, I want to do it. I want to do that again. Yeah. I just wanted to fish, but I got the steak. I like steak. And then he just starts like traveling around. That's the thing. There'll never be enough of these women who like want this. Right. We're taking for granted that this girl wanted it. I really don't. I mean, can we scan through his article?
I think there are some messages that kind of imply that she originally did, at least.
Okay.
But also, it's like this does seem like the kind of
right.
thing.
Someone said she changed her mind. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It's the kind of thing that's intense enough that if she changed her mind at any point, it's murder.
Is that what she looked like, by the way? Scroll up.
Basically,
this girl looks like she's like 17 years old.
I think she's like 32.
Real? All right. Well.
But yeah, like she looks young.
Again, but like look, I'm not one of these age gap people, like but I don't want a guy who like was encountered with that a girl who looked that young. Mm-hmm. Well, she looked kind of young. She was 32, right? But you think maybe she was faking her age? Like, you just killed her. Right. It just seems like if this was something you were gonna maybe get into, and like you're saying you're not a psychopath. That didn't give you any pause. Right. Oh, you look, what I mean? Like, it's one thing if she was like, if she was like older and had maybe like a bunch of scars, right? And she was wrinkled and she kind of like looked haggard. I'm not saying they deserve it, but someone who's been through the mill, this is rough. Now again, it's not how this works. I'm not a psychologist, but neither is this guy. This guy's a weird guy. Right. This is not the kind of guy I want around.
Right. Right, like we're kind of just taking for granted that this guy would never push the boundaries of consent. That he's a perfect gentleman.
Well, that's what I mean. How are we taking the
right? Yeah.
How are we taking the word of a guy who's like if she asked me to do it, I'm like, what are you talking about? No. Like honestly, like if the thought of it beyond the morality of it, like I don't want to kill someone.
Milady, I'll only bury you in a shallow grave if it's what you desire.
Right. But no, it's so great. Like the idea that but the idea that you would even just be like, well, this just seems like a problem. Right. You know what I mean? You wouldn't even check. You wouldn't even do the research. Like, is this you're like, I mean, nothing about this makes any sense. The consent doesn't seem to make it like, no, who would do this? Who would care? Who would care? You know what I mean? Like, no one who did this would care.
Right. Right. Yeah, exactly.
Like, plenty of people who commit rape do it. It's not like you have to be like, I mean, they are the lowest of the low, but But come on, there's plenty of people in society who do it, right? It's not like you have to be the most exceptionally crazy, unique case. Yeah. And those people aren't, it's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, these people think that ending a human life is the same as fingering each other. Right. All you need is for someone to say it's okay. Right.
But also it's like but he would care. The odds of that guy were like, well, no, that's fine to me. And also, but the consent means a lot. Right. Like, come on. What are you talking about? Nothing makes sense. Oh man. What do you think his sentence should be? You think he should be you think he should get some kind of like clever sentence? Clever. Like people are like, oh, he should have to be murdered by them. I don't know. Stupid things.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, there is something about this. Yeah. Where it's like I almost think he should be given more. Like whatever the standard is. Right. Do more.
No, we want this in the butt. We're not gonna get rid of murder. Right. Because people commit murder for all sorts of reasons. But if there was any idea that you were going to get away with this and that's why you did it,
Right.
just disabuse yourself of that.
Right.
We're not going to start like endorsing this. Because we can't do it like your wife cheats on you and you do what they framed you framed for. Mm-hmm. Well, all right, we will make you'll go to jail, but crime of passion they call it, right?
Right.
Or you're just a sociopath. But yeah, I mean, this is like a particularly interesting thing where it's like, no, you only think you can do it because we're gonna put you in jail and kill you. What could you do to dissuade this guy? Could you? You think they should you think it should do some kind of like Hellraiser thing? Because usually, I've researched the death penalty like for school projects back in the day, and like, the kind of crimes you typically get the death penalty for, like it's kind of one of the oxymorons where you don't tend to be the ones you would like. It just doesn't seem to be the thing most likely to dissuade people, I guess. Mm-hmm. They always say in movies, I'm in Florida, they do the death penalty here. Like, but I don't know if that's really people get killed all the time. Right. Maybe people. These places ever have less crime? Maybe they do, but whatever. I do think that someone who's in this situation would be more susceptible to like you're gonna put a weird gear in my heart,
right?
Like a Cinnabon, like what do you call those guys? A Cinnabite would.
Cinnabite style torture until death.
Yeah, the Hellraiser guy. It was like they always do these weird things where like I'm gonna put a violin inside your urethra, and a seraphim angel or devil will play the violin forever. Yeah, and you'll never die, and it'll be the worst pain ever. And like this seems extra, but for a guy like that, you want that just to be like clear. Like I mean, because if that was happening, again, someone who is a sociopath or just someone wrongs him, he might do it, even though that's happening on the moon, right? All the time. You look up and see the guy playing the violin with the guy's piss and shit. Right. But if you're a guy who's like, well, I should check if it's right, it's not legal because of that. That's all. You see one. You see one reference point. I'm definitely not getting away with this. Anyway, one thing we solved it.
Yeah.
I think.
R.I.P. to this.
R.I.P. to this girl who I guess hope it's what she wanted.
Yeah.
Really, I mean, that best case is what she wanted.
Right.
I mean, apparently she changed her mind. We could read the articles sometimes. Why bother? Thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll see you all very soon. Have a good week.